So hello friend, in this video I am going to talk about 15 CA, 15 CB, because these are documents you might have heard about these documents or terms whenever you are planning to shift money outside or transfer money outside, or your parents might be thinking to help you out by transferring some money to you. So these documents you must have heard, 15 CA, 15 CB. So what is this document, what is their use, and what is your implication on these documents on your you can say foreign transfer. So that's all things I'm going to tell you in this video. So let's begin. So hello friends, my name is Arun Tiwari and today we are going to talk about 15 CA, 15 CB. So basically what is these documents and what is their importance? So let me just give a little bit of brief about these 15 CAs, 15 CB. So now what happens whenever you are planning to send money, this 15 CA CB generally more applicable on resident than non-resident. So let me first talk about residents. So suppose any person who is trying to transfer some money abroad, either for business purpose or maybe for personal purpose, he has to tell first thing to government whether he has already paid taxes on that, and only he can take net of taxes abroad. For example, your parents want to pay you say 20 lakh, 30 lakh rupees to help you to buy a property abroad. So they have to get this 15 CA CB, and in 15 CA CB generally is given by a chartered accountant. 15 CB is given by a chartered accountant. 15 CA is signed by the person itself. So these are two different documents, not the same documents. So in 15 CA, the person who is sending money abroad, he clarifies that this is my transaction, this is the purpose I am basically sending. For each kind of, you can say, transaction, there is a code assigned by RBI. So you have to mention the code that this is the purpose I am taking this money abroad, and then you have to confirm that what is the tax, if there is any TDS applicable on this transaction, and whether you have paid this tax or TDS, and then only the net of taxes you can take abroad. Now there are some transactions where there is no TDS, there is no tax. For example, you are sending money abroad for your children to support them their foreign study. Up to certain limit that is allowed. You get sending money for a medical treatment, up to certain it's allowed. But suppose you are sending money for buying a foreign trip, then you have to pay TDS on that. So basically 15 CA has to be signed by you or the person who is sending money abroad. Then this has to be supported by a chartered accountant, because if it allowed only like person has to self declare, maybe lots of people will misdeclare or they will not declare what they should be. So this has to be vouched by a chartered accountant in the form 15 CB. So 15 CB is basically issued, signed by a chartered accountant who checks your declaration with the supporting, and then only he issue 15 CB. These two documents, 15 CA, 15 CB, you have to submit to your bank, and then your bank will release money, like he will transfer your money from your bank account to the foreign bank account you want to be transferred. So this is a background about 15 CA, 15 CB. Now let's talk about 15 CA CB purpose for non-residents. In what cases non-resident has to take 15 CA CB? Now in case of non-resident or NRIs, the 15 CA CB only comes into picture when you want to take money from India from NRO account to foreign account. So if suppose some money is lying in your NRI account and you want to take it abroad, you don't need to submit 15 CA CB in most of cases, because generally in NRI account this is your foreign income. So government of India doesn't have any issue if you are taking your foreign income again in your foreign country, because of course it's not earned in India. So they are not bothered about that. Only they are bothered about if you are taking your money from NRO account to a foreign account, because then you have to declare that you have paid all the taxes. So as I told you, in case of resident, they have to declare whether they have paid TDS. So generally TDS is applicable for residents when residents want to send their money abroad, either for personal or business purpose. But for NRIs, it's a tax, it's not TDS. So they have to basically declare they have paid taxes on money which they are planning to take abroad from NRO account to NRI account. So suppose you sold a property. When you sold a property in India, the proceed of that sale should go to your NRO account, and from there you can take it to NRI account. But before you take it to your NRI account or your foreign account, you have to submit a 15 CA CB to your bank, and then only your bank will transfer that money abroad. As I told you, 15 CA you have to declare that this is my transaction and I got this money from say sale of property. There is a particular code you have to assign and you're taking money abroad. So And then 15 CB, a CA has to verify all your transactions and say fine, I agree with whatever the SSC is saying, the proceed, the source of income, everything he has to check, and then he will issue a form 15 CB. This is what document you have to submit into your bank, and then you are good to go, take money abroad. So the question comes, some cases people say that sir, I have taken my money abroad without submitting 15 CCB. There may be a misunderstanding with your bank, and your bank may call upon you later to submit 15 CCB. So always ensure, if you are a non-resident, you're taking money abroad from your NRO account, you should submit a 15 CCB. There is no exception on that. Second, if you are a resident and you are transferring money abroad, either for personal purpose or business purpose, generally you ensure you submit 15 CSCB to bank. Even your bank doesn't ask for that, because later on they will call you, and then maybe you are busy somewhere else, and then time it can create a problem to you. So hope I explained you the purpose of 15 CSCB. The purpose is basically to check transfer of money from India to abroad, okay, and just to ensure that before people take money abroad, they paid their taxes, they properly disclose about the purpose of this, because there are certain purpose which is prohibited in FEMA, and you cannot transfer money for them. For example, the residents cannot transfer money abroad for the purpose of lottery. So if suppose you are thinking to buy a US lottery, jackpot, or maybe lotto, it is not allowed. You cannot pay from India for that purpose. So there are so many purposes where this is prohibited. So always, that's why they want that you declare in 15 CACB, and if you misdeclare, then there are penalties, prosecutions, money laundering and all can apply to you. So always be very sure that you are putting right code. Don't misdeclare and see, oh, nobody is going to check it, because you are putting it on record. And let me tell you, now 15 CACB is issued from online, so all records are there with income tax also, and maybe they might be sharing this data with RBI also. So anytime they can pull out your records and say, boss, you transfer this money for say this purpose, but basically you use this for some other purpose which is prohibited, and you can seriously get into issue, because as I told you, the FEMA is enforced by RBI with the help of ED, Enforcement Director, and Enforcement Director are very ruthless agency, and they definitely have a lot of you can say power to prosecute. They have power to even arrest people without issuing a proper arrest warrant. So all these things are there, and I hope nobody want to loggerhead with them, right? So that's all in this video about 15 CACB. Hope you got the idea, hope you understand where you need to submit. If you got any question, any query, like you are selling property, when you have to submit 15 CACB, if you suppose you are taking your money from income tax refund, do you need to submit 15 CACB? Any question on 15 CACB, put as a comment in below this video. Either me or my team will come back and answer your questions. That's all in this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.